Hello, CFA Society of Tampa Bay. We appreciate the opportunity to present to you. I'm Victoria Vila. I'm a finance major here at FGCU with an expected graduation of the summer of 2022.
And I'm Diego Menendez, also a senior at FGCU, studying finance and expected to graduate spring of 2022.
I'm Melissa Orlinkowski. I'm a senior majoring in finance and economics, as well as a CFA Level 1 candidate, and I'm graduating in spring 2022.
And I'm Logan Renner, also a CFA Level 1 candidate with the major in finance, expecting to graduate this spring as well.
We are here representing Florida Gulf Coast University in the ethical analysis of charter holder Buck Walter's recent actions. Acting ethically is critical to the CFA Institute, so much that there are numerous standards that charter holders must abide by if they are to practice under their designation. After carefully studying Mr. Walter's case, our team has identified 3 violations of the CFA Institute's ethical standards and developed 3 recommendations in hopes of preventing future occurrences at his firm, Bank Global.
The first standard of professional conduct, Mr. Walter is undeniably in violation of the 6B priority of transactions. This standard states investment transactions for clients and employers must have priority over investment transactions in which a member or candidate is the beneficial owner. By engaging in front running and unloading his own 200 shares of Nextline before going back to the office to release his client's 5 million shares, he prioritized his investment transactions before that of his clients. Front running allows investment managers to illicitly benefit from the changes in security pricing caused by large volume transactions of their clients and is therefore unethical.
In addition to priority of transactions, Mr. Walter also violated Standard 5A when he sold his clients 5 million shares of Nextline based upon personal premonition as opposed to exercising the proper due diligence. The standard states that members and candidates must exercise diligence, independence, and thoroughness in analyzing investments, making investment recommendations, and taking investment actions. Candidates must also have reasonable and adequate basis supported by appropriate research and investigation for any investment analysis, recommendation, or action. Mr. Walter was only suspecting Halon Group would sell his shares because his followers voted for him to do so. He did not take the time to conduct the fundamental or thorough analysis before he quickly dumped his client's shares. Some could say his actions could be considered rather impulsive, as he did not conduct the adequate research prior to performing the transaction.
Professional Standard 3A of the CFA Institute says, members and candidates have a duty of loyalty to their clients and must act with reasonable care and exercise prudent judgment. Members and candidates must act for the benefits of their clients and always place their clients' interests before their employer's interests or their own interests. This encompasses multiple portions of the previous standards we covered. By engaging in front running, Mr. Walter disregarded the priority of transactions when he placed his own interests above that of his client's interests. Additionally, the lack of due diligence and research he performed before completing this large transaction does not demonstrate reasonable care nor prudent judgment on behalf of his clients.
So to prevent future violations of ethical standards, we created 3 recommendations that would benefit Bank Global, its clients, and its employees. We suggest guidance be enforced firm-wide by Bank Global's compliance and legal department. These recommendations are not mutually exclusive and could be implemented independently or simultaneously.
Our first recommendation for Bank Global is regarding trading thresholds for firm employees. The firm could require a written notice to clients and management when trades reach a specified threshold that may lead to ethical violations. This threshold could be set as either a number of shares or as a percentage of average daily transaction volume for a specified security. By enacting this restriction, the firm would encourage its investment managers to properly complete due diligence prior to making trades. This would increase transparency at the firm, which in turn could put pressure on investment managers to complete proper diligence when making investment decisions. This would effectively ensure that transactions adhere to the individual investment policy standards of Bank Global portfolios. While this would not effectively restrict trading, it is important to note that it possibly may decrease the effectiveness of some transactions.
Implementing a company-wide mobile trading restriction or limitation on personal devices may prevent standards from even being broken in the future at Bank Global. Restrictions could include all securities or simply limitations on securities that the firm may deem to be ethically problematic. For example, securities that are already held by the firm, IPOs, and securities with existing firm orders outstanding can be considered problematic for the firm. Not only can these restrictions prevent future violations of ethical standards within Bank Global, but they could also be a catalyst to discouraging front running within the system. If the firm implements these mandates, investment managers will be a little bit less inclined to put their interest over Bank Global's clients when conducting these trades.
Our final recommendation is also a restriction on trading at Bank Global. Investment managers should be disallowed from participating in meme stocks like NextFly. These securities have historically experienced poor performance, high volatility, and promoted instability in global capital markets. The status of securities in this category could be determined by the use of a screen that blacklists extreme fundamental overvaluation or high volatility and momentum. Manual blacklisting of specific stocks that the firm is determined to be priced based on online trends may also be used to fill out this list. This restriction would ensure that investment managers at the firm, like Mr. Walter, do not enter into positions in which they are likely to violate the standards due to a lack of reasonable basis in investment decisions.
To conclude, our team has determined Walter's actions were not ethical. His actions violated CFA Institute Standards 6B, priority of transactions, but through the implementation of personal mobile trading limit restrictions, this could be avoided in the future. Violating standards 5A regarding diligence and reasonable basis and 3A regarding loyalty, prudence, and care could be avoided through the implementation of a trading threshold notices and security trading restrictions.
Again, we would like to thank you for your time, and we hope you enjoyed our analysis of this ethics case study.